Welcome to episode 2 from our 9-day journey on the Disney Destiny. Join us as we continue exploring the ship, teach some crew members about wheelchair accessibility, and find out what made Adam say this.
I know I'm differently able, but also you need to treat me like everyone else.
This is a cruise with Academy Travel, and so we are headed to a reception with the other Academy Travel agents that are on the ship. So I don't know any other agents, so this should be interesting. Academy Travel reception with some sort of non-alcoholic, I'm guessing pog juice-based cocktail situation. That was good. So just got out of the Academy Travel reception, and so that's the first time I've done any kind of event that was a gathering of travel agents, so that was interesting. I hate networking, like just with the fire of 1,000 suns, like passion of 1,000 suns. I don't know. I hate it. I hate it. And I don't feel like I'm good at it, but I survived. But nonetheless, it's been a very productive trip in terms of learning about ways that I can support my clients. And I'm definitely glad that I did that. Now we are going to head to Hercules. With the Walt Disney Theater, if you want to sit in the back on the main levels, and then you go in through the doors on deck 3. If you want to sit up front as a wheelchair user, then go to deck 2, and there's seating up front. There's spaces for wheelchairs and then companion seats that are reserved. And because in the Walt Disney Theater, they have reserve signs over the chairs that are meant for the companion chairs for people with disability. So we're going to go to deck 2. We're going to see how that is. And the other option is to be on the balcony on deck 4. So if you go in through the balcony doors, and then you're going to sort of go off to the side, and there's going to be some wheelchair spots there as well. So you've got 3 different options for wheelchair seating. See, it says Walt Disney Theater wheelchair. So to get to the Walt Disney Theater wheelchair accessible seating, you're going this way.
As soon as you come to this section where you come to the theater, a cast member is there. And generally they see you in a wheelchair, like, okay, follow me. And they walk you through the corridors, back corridors. We have to go around the hall and like around the corner.
Follow you.
And they have designated spots that are, I would say, a good 6 to 8 rows from the front of the stage. So you're fairly close.
Those aren't the only ones. That's just where we sat. There are some up front too.
Oh, all right. Again, Brooks, I stand corrected.
Good.
Hi,
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
So we are about to see Hercules, and we are very excited. So we are seated. We came in through the 2nd floor and are seated in the first little section here. So I don't know, maybe like 10 rows or something from the front. So this feels like really good positioning. I'll show you the stage. So this is at 1x, no zooming, so you can see how close we are to the stage.
The theater's packed right now. For some reason, I thought it started later than it is, but we're here now.
Gonna start it from the mountain top.
A star is born. I'm pulling out the star. A star is born. Every night a star is born. Right inside a star is burning bright. A star is born.
After the show,
We went to the Pride Lands. Pride Lands is the African-inspired restaurant here on the Disney Destiny. It is in the same location as Coco and Arendelle.
Stand by your side, filled with hope and filled with pride.
well, it's the end of day 4.
And I'm sleepy.
Wake up. Nobody wants to watch you sleepy.
All right. So Hercules, the theatrical performance on the ship was good. It was good. It was very good. Live action, of course. They have the Muses. They have Hercules. They have Philip, whatever his name is. Get there early, like I said, at least a half an hour if you can, because the movie theater was full. When you book with Brooke to come on a Disney cruise, you have to come and see a show. Don't skip it. Don't like, oh, it is not great. It is a great. However many days it is, either a 4-day cruise or a 5-day cruise, you must see at least one of the shows in the theater. If not all of them, if you can. There are two showings, an early one and a late one, depending on your preference. Both of them are always full because when we were going by a theater earlier, people were lined outside in the hall a half an hour early before they even opened the doors.
It was like an hour early.
Was it an hour early?
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
it was like 12:30, 12:45 before that 1:30 show. Almost every cruise line has theatrical shows as part of its lineup. It's a very common thing to do. But if you are coming on a Disney cruise, it's because you appreciate Disney entertainment and Disney quality of entertainment. And so you should definitely make a point to see some of the theatrical shows. So Hercules is the newest one for the Disney Cruise Line, and at least for the America sailings. I haven't heard anything about the theatrical sailings for the Adventure that is in Asia, so we're not going to talk about that one. But for the U.S., it's the newest one. There is some new tech in this show. The last one that was like tech heavy was Moana. There's this giant
Animatronic
Taka thing that's just like crazy, gorgeous. And on this one, they have these suits that are very large and they're like exoskeleton type of suits for the what do they call it? Titans. Thank you, for the Titans and the monsters and things. And this is technology that Disney was working on for a very long time. And you can see it I know in Disneyland, they're using it for, I want to say Hulk and another meet and greet that's not coming to me at the moment. But and so this idea of being able to bring to life larger than life characters, Disney Cruise Line is one of the places that's benefiting from that new tech. So tech-wise, the latest tech is in fact in Hercules because of these giant monsters. And they were in fact giant. They were as giant as you would expect them to be for a theatrical show. The show was good, and there were parts of it that bothered me. I kept like letting that ruin the experience for me, and I shouldn't do that. The singing was fantastic. The vocalists were amazing. The muses were just out of this world. And the way that they used the muses was fantastic. There were a few new songs, which I'm not sure if those are from Disney on Broadway.
Oh.
No, they're not in the movie.
Yeah.
But they might be in Disney on Broadway, or they might be new songs to this. I'm not sure. The cast is a different cast than they opened with. So they rotate them out every couple of months, and so some of the people are the same and some people are different. And so I was a little bit disappointed that the Hercules was a different person than the one that I thought it was going to be. And I think that maybe tainted my view a little bit, but he was very good and voice very powerful. And if I was going to give them any note, I would say fix your fight scenes, because they were just a little too, they lacked choreography. And so like he would just be like whacking at the air, and it was like, why are you whacking at the air? Like at least pretend, like the bobs and moves that just weren't like coordinated. And so in a show like Hercules, that was bothering me. But it was a good show. The actors were great. They just, like I said, there was a couple little things that were like I kept noticing and being annoyed by. But it's definitely worth going to see. It's if you are a big fan of the movie Hercules, certainly you're going to love it. It's something I didn't see until I was an adult, so I don't have that same connection to it that others might. But it was very good. It was very good. They did a great job, and it was absolutely Disney quality. And you can't get much better than Disney quality when it comes to this type of entertainment. So you're definitely it's definitely worth your time for sure. After the show, we went to dinner. Where did we go?
We went to the Pride Land. Yeah, it was a fairly good meal. It was pretty good, I think.
I feel like the only time Disney is not afraid to put spices in their food is when they're making African dishes. Well, they did pretty good with cocoa as well. But so it was not
Ethnic dishes?
No, see, I would not go that far.
For frozen? Yeah, frozen. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm not as familiar with Nordic
Rivendell?
culture, so like I can't speak to that. Maybe that was completely authentic. I don't know. But it was, I would say it's not quite as good as the African restaurants in the park. Your Animal Kingdom area restaurants is not quite as good as those, but it was very good. And as someone who doesn't eat gluten, there was a lot more options on the standard menu than I usually have. And so, and as a result, I ate too much and now my tummy hurts. But it was very, very good. I ended up getting 2 appetizers because I got chicken, everybody else got shrimp, and I was jealous of their shrimp. And so then I tried the shrimp and then that was really good. I gave some of it to Adam, but it was really good. The chicken was good as well, but not as good as the shrimp. And then I got the shrimp curry for my entree, and that was also very good. I gave some of that to Adam. I really enjoyed Pride Lands. The performance, we were a little far.
You still can see it pretty good, I guess.
Yeah. This one's not as Arendelle. I feel like you've got to have a good view to really enjoy it. Coco, if you don't have a good view, it's not going to be as good. This one is
vocal heavy.
Yeah, this is big on the vocals, and so which you can hear throughout the entire restaurant.
Right, it was loud.
It was loud. Now we ended up sitting right under a speaker, so I think it was louder than usual for us, but it was quite loud, and it was. But you know, the vocals are fantastic. It's a lot of song, a little bit of storytelling. So there were a lot of songs that I did not recognize, but I've heard from others that they come from Lion King 2, and the Lion King on Broadway. I've only seen Lion King the movie, and then recently watched Mufasa, and so I don't have the context for Lion King 2 or the Broadway. So I can't speak to that, but my understanding is that some of the songs come from that. But the vocals were strong, the drumists were strong. There was this one moment where so they're singing, which song was it? So there was this moment during I Can't Wait to Be King where the main female singer is singing and dancing and sort of switches places on stage with the young girl that's supposed to be like the recipient of the story. And at one point she like kind of pushed her out of the way, and I was like, well, that was weird. But then the very next line was, I'm gonna be the main event, or I'm gonna be the star, or something like that. And so like I'm standing in the spotlight, something like that.
Oh,
and so what she was doing was like pushing her out of her spotlight because I'm gonna be in the spotlight. And I just thought that was so clever, right? Because I was like, why did she just push her out of the way? Like that was weird. But it was because the character was saying like I'm gonna be in the spotlight. And so it was cute. It was really cute. I enjoyed it. I would say I enjoyed that more than Hercules. But again, Hercules, I was letting myself get fixated on things that don't matter. Like the terrible fighting and the fact that the main actor wasn't the person I expected it to be and things of this nature. Like, none of that matters. So, don't be me. Don't get fixated on those kinds of things. But, like, I mean, Hercules, like, it was funny. They have a grown man playing Pegasus, and he's very athletic, and he's the comic relief, and he's very good at it. Right. So, it was definitely very good. And, we're in a Hercules theme room. Like, I did watch Hercules yesterday when I was feeling sick until the TV stopped working, so I didn't see the end. But it was, it was definitely good.
So, because it was a good show, both the ones inside Hercules and the Pride Land show.
We'll talk about the food that you had in Pride Lands?
I had the shrimp, which is like a peri-peri shrimp, which is like this soft cheese. It's hard to describe. It's like a very soft, creamy cheese.
It's not just cheese. It's the pop. So it's like it's like grits. Pap. It's like really, really fine grits.
Okay.
So it was like incredibly fine cheesy grits.
Okay.
Which is why you liked it so much.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was just...
It's not just a cheese. No, there's definitely like the corn in there.
Okay then. I also got the lamb shank, with African spiced lamb shank, which is fairly good. I wish it had more sauce to it, but that's just me. And then I had something called a milk tart, which I don't know, it wasn't just something was wrong off with it in my mind, but everybody has different tastes, so you may like it. Once you book this travel through Brooke, and you'll be able to taste it yourself and let me know. So,
whose dinner was better? Whose entree was better?
I like your shrimp thing it reminded me of butter chicken. It was very good. I still like my lamb shank better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this evening, we do not have to pack up our things, despite most of the people around us having to pack up our things. we do have to get up early tomorrow and be off the ship by 9:15. We do intend to go to breakfast at 8:15. So we have to be out of our room by 8:15. We don't have to be out of our room by 8:15, I don't think, but in order to go to breakfast we do, but we have to meet at the
Sanctum.
the Sanctum is the designated meeting point by 9:15. And which I will be going to the Sanctum. Adam will be getting off the ship.
Yes, I need to run
Dun, dun,
to
dun.
Walgreens to grab some medical supplies.
So far, we're having a good cruise. Today was a chill day. Yesterday, I was sick all day, and so today I didn't want to do anything too crazy. I did go to the reception. That went well. I went to, we saw Hercules. We did Pride Lands. Those were our things that we were really looking forward to, and excited that we got to do those things. I'm excited to go back to Pride Lands again. So we'll have 2 more times in Pride Lands on this next sailing. So we'll get to try more of the dishes, but everything we tried was good, minus his dessert. So we can just get a different dessert. And maybe this time go with what the waiter recommended, some papaya something or other. And it's, good trip so far. So if this were the end of the trip, we would be exhausted and not feel like I would be exhausted and not feel like I'd gotten a vacation. You?
No, I think that's accurate. This is the end, but it's not the end because we'll be back. We'll be able to relax more and bring you more.
So I think we are going to end it here. And tomorrow, should we end it after breakfast tomorrow? And then we'll do or should we include the turnaround day?
We should include the turnaround day.
In this one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are going to pause here and we're going to go to bed. And we will see you guys in the morning for breakfast and showing you what it's like to do a turnaround. See you later. Good morning. So I am in the terminal. And I was the third to last person off the ship today. And I don't know where the other 2 are. And we are about to do our back-to-back. So this morning we got up and we didn't have to pack our things, which is lovely. Just a bag for things that we wanted to take today. So I have that. And we went to breakfast. And we had a lovely breakfast in the main dining room. It's always the restaurant that you went to the night prior. So we were in Pride Lands last night, so we had breakfast in Pride Lands this morning, but it's the exact same menu for all of them. They have a very standard, basic menu for Disembarkation day. So we were there, and so we had breakfast, and then Adam and I split up. Adam went to get off the ship because he has a quest that he's going on right now, and I went to the Sanctum to wait with the back-to-backers who are here. There's about I'd say 35, 40, something like that. And so we are waiting to go through customs and show our passport. We were badged off of the ship, and now we are probably waiting for those last 2 people to get off the ship, honestly. And then we're gonna go through customs, and then they'll have us wait in a special area, and then they'll have us come back. But this is the room where you pick up your luggage. There's a cool welcome home poster there with all kinds of characters, which is very cool. And yeah, so we just got off the ship and now we're waiting.
Alrighty, I'm headed off the ship because I need to run to the store really quick to get some medical supplies. So right now, Brooke is waiting at the Sanctum so she can, get off with the group. But me, I am headed to Walgreens right now. So I'm getting off the ship as you see. So in a little bit, I'll be go through security and all that. 9:35 right now, so let's see how fast it takes me to get there and get back. Because I don't have any baggage or anything, I should be able to breeze right through security and get on out. Righty, I made it through security, customs and now I'm headed out. The guy said, basically go down to the very end, which, hold on a second, I'm about to show you. Oh, that's pretty light. Oops. I got out of the terminal and basically said, when I get to the thing, bust a right. And so it's supposedly a 5-minute walk, but we'll see in one moment. The roads were a little bit rough.
Like the sidewalk?
Sidewalks a little bit rough. Like your patches of asphalt repairs, like in a consistent basis. Concrete, asphalt, concrete, asphalt.
Oh.
Why in the world are these sidewalks built like this with all the obstacles? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I know some of you are going to find the actual sidewalk footage useful, which is why I'm including in this, but feel free to skip ahead a bit if this is not of interest to you.
There it is, Walgreens across the street. It's not that far from the cruise terminal. Once you get out the ship, out the terminal itself, you basically drive around a little bit and then around the block and just down the street. So the driving is about 4 or 5 minutes on my scooter. Okay, I'm out of Walgreens. The time now is 10:01. I grabbed my stuff. So now I'm trying to head back to the terminal, see if I can get there as quickly as possible. Even though probably I can't get on to 11, but we'll see.
Yep, he's stuck.
Oop, almost drove into the ditch.
He has a different definition of almost than I do, clearly.
Pedestrian route terminal. How's it going?
How you doing, boss? Doing good?
Yep. Alrighty, made it to the terminal. So now I'm gonna go down this thing where we did before. There is the Destiny again. As you see, she's marooned, not marooned, but parked right there. And ready to go. The little yellow tag basically, I guess, helps for me doing the back-to-back. I can skip the, embarkation process for other people, but I'll see in one moment when I get to the front if they'll let me do that or not. Prior to this, I went to guest services to get. They gave us a little yellow card that indicated that we were on a back-to-back. So you have to have that card to basically says, yes, I'm authorized to get back on the ship now, and yeah. So I grabbed the second from the guest services earlier.
So they give you one per stateroom, and we had asked guest services, what do we do if we're going different directions, right? Because he was going to get off and I wasn't, and they said, come ask for a second card. So that's why he got a second card, because normally it's just one card per stateroom, but if you need the second one, go ask for one.
So when I got to one line, after I got my card, he told me to get in line with the Pearl people. And so I was like, okay. So I was in line with the Pearl group for a good, 20 minutes or so. And then I was like, this doesn't feel right. Because on the back of the card, it tells you that you're going to board after the concierge people. So I spoke to the guy again, and it looks like I was put in the wrong line. So right now, he had redirected me to another section. Says, go down to the end, and I'll see somebody by the name of George to tell George that I'm doing it back to back. So he took me out of the line. I took me directly to the very front of the line and spoke to somebody else, another cast member. That cast member said, yes, all right, you're in the back to back. I can't let you in before the concierge. They go first. So I was like, okay, I'll wait.
That's interesting.
And I waited and waited and waited. Eventually, they let the concierge people in. That concierge people line was very, very, very long. At least 50 to 60 people. It was a large group of people.
Wow.
And I wanted to wait inside because it's like a little bit cooler inside. It wasn't hot. We were in the shade, but I wanted to wait inside. But he wouldn't let me. It was a pretty long line. And so now, George doesn't want me in the line queue for some reason because he doesn't want me going back and forth. And I was like, well, treat me like everyone else. Could just sit me in the building. But he was like, in his conscience, he doesn't want to do that. And I'm a little bit annoyed by that because I know I'm differently able, but also you need to treat me like everyone else. Don't necessarily always give me extra preferential treatment. But this is his thing, so I had to wait to let him do what he does. I guess let him do what he wants to do. The line does not look that long on the inside, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, he finally let me in. So right now I'm in the queue for just walking back and forth. Disney is famous for. So right now I'm going to go through the line so I can go ahead and check in. The time now is 10:40. So we are waiting to check in. Currently, Brooke is sitting there doing some travel agent work. My parents right by her. So right now, this is the section for the back-to-back people. I guess only the concierge people are upstairs.
So Adam has rejoined me, and we are now being allowed to get back on the ship as the back-to-back group. So they were letting other people go through the tunnel, but I think they were But I think they were the concierge people going to the concierge lounge. Thank you, since that is the So now we're going through the tunnel again, and then we'll head up the elevator and be on our way.
Time now is 11 o'clock exactly.
Yep, it is 11 o'clock.
So we're about to, the elevator's here, and yeah, we're seeing how it goes.
Back on the ship we go.
Ready for part 2.
And we learned from last time that the don't not to turn around because, although it's misaligned, but nonetheless. There you go. And now we're back. Get back on the ship. Be ready to present your boarding passes for each member of your party. So I think I can just scan in with the magic band, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. If not, I have them on my phone, so that'll be fine. And we are back on the ship. And it is gorgeous. We're back on board at 11 o'clock exactly. And we also got our picture with T'Challa. Oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Like, what? What? Anyway, we got our picture with T'Challa, which I couldn't get because the technology wasn't working very well, and I got overwhelmed with embarkation. Oh, look at me, I'm a mess. Clover simulation does not happen on the second one. And now we're heading up to 11 because also check out this elevator. How cute is this? I've got, so there's like Simba and the heroes on this side. We've got Mickey on this side. So on our last back-to-back, they actually were offering free coffee to the back-to-backers in Marceline Market and Coffee Shop. And it had a note in there that said, like, we welcome you to join us for coffee, but like I didn't realize that meant free until somebody told Adam. This time it did not say, we welcome you to join us. So we're just gonna go ask and say, like, on our last back-to-back they had that. Did they have that here? So here we are, Marceline Market, and we're gonna go find out. But Marceline Market is also quite a vibe. Probably one of my favorite ship buffets. This side open? Yes. Okay. It does appear to be open over here. So yes, they are doing the complimentary coffees up in Marceline for the back-to-back. And so Adam and I have both ordered our drinks, and this is my favorite part of Marceline Market. Like, it's just so cute back here. It just reminds me of like just a perfect little coffee shop. Just such a vibe. And you can actually hear the music back here, unlike other parts of the ship. Like, it's great.
We are back at Fort Lauderdale Port. I'm gonna head out in a whole lot of hours. But there's a celebrity ship over there, Celebrity Reflections. and Celebrity Ascent. It's pretty quiet in here. That only lasts for a few hours.
So got our coffees, and now we're gonna head to our room and see if we can engage in some espionage along the way. And so, bathroom. Red bars are on the left, the nightly bars are on the right. This is what standard procedure looks like. Or see the portal and get a split bathroom, so Amazon has the tub. Yes, that's all life down here. That's not part of here now. Okay, this is a wheelchair accessible room. Okay, this is a wheelchair accessible ocean view room. You can see it's a little high right there. And now it says ocean view room, but I beg to differ. Yikes. This one. No ocean. You have sky view. You have no ocean. And can people see in your room then? Absolutely not.
So I tried to get to one of the accessible interior rooms, and fortunately, the guy that wouldn't let me go see it. I got most of the other stuff, but yeah. Oh well, it was a good transit try, but see right there, I think it's 8073. Yeah, he wouldn't let me go back there. I'm gonna see if I can go find Brooke right now. I think she also got caught. But yeah, the ship's pretty empty, so we're gonna go see where I found her, then we'll meet up.
I came back to the room and I noticed that we received the gold gifts, yeah, and not the platinum ones, and I am platinum on this cruise, so I want my gift. So normally I would say avoid guest services like the plague on the first day, but since it's only noon, like it literally just turned noon, I'm thinking that it might not be so bad, so we're gonna go check it out and we'll see. So there is already a decent line, but, well, I mean, there's already a line, but I don't know, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 people deep, and presumably some of them are together, so it's not too bad. So we've been exploring the ship a little more since we got back on, and we are, right now, we decided we wanted to check out the deck where the front of the ship is. So the bow. It's not the helipad. I don't know why you keep saying this. It's not the helipad. This is not the helipad. It's the bow of the ship. You can see it from the television, but the problem is you have to go upstairs to do it. And so we decided that in the spirit of our last cruise, we're going to continue the spirit of learning things, and instead of just going, oh well, we can't get up there, we decided we're going to ask to go up there with the wheelchair lift. So we used the phone there to call guest services and ask them what are we supposed to do, and it took them a while to figure it out, and they got back to me and said, we'll send somebody up in 5 minutes. So we are now waiting for the wheelchair lift to go to the bow of the ship. So this is the wheelchair lift here. There are buttons that control it here and a lock. Presumably it is locked. This is the stair lift. Covered. They are always covered unless they're in use. After they got this cover off, they spent kind of a while staring at it, trying to figure it out, and Adam and I did try to help. There's also a button over here that looks like it's holding it down. This
This honestly isn't that complicated, but I think they were maybe a little too hesitant to take a guess word for it at first.
It's all right. No, that's what I'm saying. There's a button over here that looks like it lowers that part.
At this point, I'm thinking we may actually be the first people to ever use this chairlift, but I don't blame these two cast members. This is probably something that is talked about very quickly in their training, if at all, and they're being extra cautious because they don't want to screw up and cause an injury.
Okay. So that is for the security thing.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is for loading him, and then that one is controlling the actual going up.
Yeah, but no, because I don't want to be stuck in the middle of.
Yeah.
All told, from the time they took off the cover till the point where Adam is actually able to get on, it was 4 minutes.
Do you want to make sure it's all the way down? Because it doesn't look like it's all the way down. Okay.
Sorry for that.
That's okay. We're glad that we're all learning together. It's fun. Yeah.
Are you ready? Yeah, that's the way that you can.
So this part is at 4 times speed, but the full trip up the stairs took 2 minutes, minus the time that she was fussing with the buttons. And Adam is fully controlling this at this point, but there are buttons on either side. So if somebody couldn't do that themselves, you could do it from those panels. They just couldn't figure that out.
Ah, okay. Awesome.
At this point, they left and said that we could call them to when we were ready to go down, but we just handled it ourselves on the way down because it really wasn't that complicated. And then we called them to let them know that we were done so that they could put it back up and lock it up.
So we got Adam up the front of the ship, up to the front of the ship, and now we're going to explore the front of the ship and see the hidden Mickey that is the rainforest room.
This is Adam's point of view, but it's worth noting that his power chair is actually pretty low to the ground. Most standard power chairs would be a lot taller in terms of what you can see.
Wow. There's the bridge.
Oh, this is a video.
It's fine. Hello. We made it to the very front as far as we can go, I guess.
We did.
So
Awesome.
that was cool. Running up into this one thing. So yeah, we need to basically call somebody so they can come and like operate it. We'll get the key to operate it. And so yeah, that was cool.
The other reason why I think it's important to do stuff like this is that you get to train staff, because 2 of them came up, neither of them really knew how to work it, and we helped them learn. So now they have experience, and we need cast to have and crew to have more experience so that more of us can be out here. So, you know, try the new things and let the cast figure it out. It's good for everybody. So this right here is the outside, the view from the wheelchair accessible ocean view room. These are not ocean view rooms. There's no ocean to be viewed at all. These are all interior rooms with a window. I mean, I know they didn't love that I was sneaking around in rooms, but like, I'm so glad I saw that, because there's no way. Can you imagine thinking you're gonna have an ocean view room and that's your room? And all you see is deck and probably
construction workers working up here? Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm gonna try. Alright, so if we said continue pushing down, does that do anything? No. Okay. So now we're gonna say, like I said, it's not that complicated. It worked!
Yes, it did. That was fun.
For some reason, they have me sitting way over here and Adam way over there. I don't know why, but I was given specific instructions and I'm not gonna fight with people on a muster drill. So here I am. After the muster drill, Adam and I made very different choices about how we spent our time. So I'm in the spa and I'm about to have a massage. No, I will not keep the ears on, but I just thought that was kind of cute.
The Sailaway party is on deck 11 midship. They have a designated area for people in wheelchairs. So as you come up on the starboard side, they normally let you in. You're basically right down in the front.
Wicked villains facing a fate.
Courageous heroes forging a path.
Pretty high energy. Oh, a little while ago, actually about 15, 30 minutes ago, I left the Sailaway party. I decided to go see one of the shows, something called The Legend of Loki. So it's for all ages, and it's on the Grand Hall midship. So the storytellers are interacting with the crowd ahead of time.
Gather round, folks. You won't believe your eyes.
Friends, young and old, wise and otherwise.
I have the potion or elixir you need.
Seeking your story, I'll give you a read. Allow us to take you to where you want to go.
Welcome, one and all, to our traveling show. Thanks for the gathering, folks. My potions. What's happening? My potions. My potions.
It's not your go one rating.
Urinals and guides and somebody here to tell my truth. I'm here, everyone.
Loki!
One more time.
Loki! That was fun. That was a little bit fun to watch. So yeah, the interactive crowd. The storytellers interacted with the crowd and got the people involved with it. That was pretty cool.
I do have a Star Wars set coming up tomorrow too, as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a good time. It's a good time.
There's another.
It could be one of them. I do quite a bit. I do Duel of the Fates, I do Cantina Band like once or 9 times, and then depending on if I've satisfy John's hunger for Cantina bands.
So I just got out of Sunset Spa. I had a full body scrub and full body massage, like combo treatment. I'm certainly feeling relaxed and a little sleepy. It was good, but the upselling on this cruise has been worse than I've ever seen. And they are really pushing their like alternate therapies, like their cool sculpting and the cryo something, and it was a little stressful, honestly. But I decided to go with what I like, and I almost went for their cryo something, and then I was like, no, this is stupid, I'm not doing this. And so I went back and said, nope, this is what I want, and then I got that.
I absolutely love stumbling upon cool experiences when I'm just heading back to my room or something.
Heading to Marble for dinner. Representation, that's awesome. Adam and I were able to get a private table for our second sailing, which is lovely. The people who we were sitting with before were fantastic, but they were like people who already knew each other, so it felt a little bit like a third wheel. They were lovely and tried to include as best they could. But yeah, it was a little bit awkward because we didn't know them and they were so close. So it's nice to have our own table this time. All right, I have a hot take.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this.
Okay.
Marvel is just animator's palette with different music.
All right, that is accurate, I think.
Because it's loud. It's a lot of screens.
Yes.
It's loud.
Okay.
The food isn't all that themed.
Right.
It's not a dinner show. It's just entertaining you with themes.
Right.
Right? Or to entertain you with screens, rather. It's just art of animation. I mean, animator's palette.
All right, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Marvel is the new animator's palette. Fight me. But
Okay. Yeah.
And
that is.
That's why it annoys me, because it's just not good. And like
Wow.
the food, I'm bored with the food. You know, I feel like it started out well, you know, but like I feel like they could have had more variety in the offerings. So like if they were, ooh, I just felt the ship move. Did you feel that? Okay.
No.
Maybe I'm making things up. The superheroes are from different places, right?
Right.
I mean, a lot of them are from New York, right? So they could have either done a real like New York theme, which would have been cool, or they could have done like, I don't know what food comes from wherever, like Slovenia. I don't know what's there. They could have had some Wakanda food. They could have had, right? Like they could have done some. They either could have done something interesting with the countries and places they have countries,
right?
Instead of just naming things,
right?
You know, like I'm just every time I get the same thing every time because
right.
Like there's like three things that maybe there's like three. I think there's two different appetizers and like one entree I always get. Today I'm getting a salad as my entree to see if that feels any better. But
it's just meh.
It's just meh.
It's meh.
And loud.
Yeah.
And scream. And like too loud to have a conversation, usually. I mean, if I had to pick between Turtle Talk and Crush and this, I'm picking this.
Okay.
But I keep maligning art of animation. Not art of animation. This is Turtle Talk with Crush. This is
okay. Yeah.
This is animated stuff.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you agree. I agree with that.
That's my hot take. But I'm enjoying this private table, so that's cool. And we're not doing the trivia because we just did this 2 days ago.
Right.
So it's like, here. So what do you think of the salad?
It's like I like arugula, so that's probably one good thing about it. I love arugula.
That's true. You really do love arugula. Like,
I've ordered a plate of arugula before.
Arugula.
I would think have a different dressing would be better, but it's a above average salad in my opinion because of the arugula. Yeah.
Because that's arugula. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, it's just there. Nothing to write home about, but it'll get the job done. So we both got the same salad. His had blue tortilla chips on it, or not blue. They had tortilla chips that are flour based, so I don't have those. Of all the restaurants on the Disney Destiny for the main dining, rank them by accessibility.
I think all the restaurants are pretty good in terms of accessibility, in terms of getting to the table. Once they remove the chair, then they're all the same. They're all fine. But yeah,
If they put you at a table that's near a hallway, near an aisle.
I think it's okay. There are
Like, okay, let's pretend they sat you there. Is that accessible?
No, that's not accessible.
Right. So they have, as long as they give you the right kind of table.
Right.
So as long as as it's documented properly that you need accessible seating.
Like our initial table was 614. We weren't getting in it because of around the corner and like squeeze past the stuff. So that was a fail. But once they got that resolved or figured that out, it's no problem.
And I want to say that first cruise was booked as part of a big group of travel agents. I didn't book that individually. So in terms of like notations and things like that, I didn't have the same ability to do that. Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Amazing. Amazing.
Awesome. Like a Caesar thing seems like it would go well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so if Caesar works, that's great. If not, then we can do this balsamic. Thank you.
Once they remove a chair and put us in a preferred spot, I think navigation is pretty easy and accessibility-wise is great. The chair height table is great, I think also, because I'm able to move my chair almost directly under it. So the chair height was a great consideration.
You mean the table height?
Table height, yes, table height.
Yeah, so I've noticed the tables are like higher than usual, and there's like no like barrier underneath, right? Like there's no, it's a very small lip. And so like I can cross my legs under this table, and that is not something I can usually do under a dining table, right? And so like there's a lot of clearance, right?
Yeah,
so I can see how that would work.
So overall, navigation-wise, I think it's great so far for all the places we've been. Pride Lands, 1923 was okay, and so yeah, everything's so good so far.
Okay. So not one's better than the other?
Not that I've seen so far, no.
How would you compare hallways on this ship versus hallways on the Oasis?
It feels like the hallways on the Oasis are a little bit wider.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes. They have those narrow carts, and if I recall, they were a little bit wider on the Oasis that I remember.
The hallways were. Ooh, thank you. This is the chef's choice dessert. And it's like layers. Okay, so it's like sideways, I guess. Like a sponge cake fruit situation. Very interesting.
This is the sticky toffee pudding with ice cream and looks like a refreshed strawberry.
Well, this was a long day.
Yes, it was.
So today was turnaround day. It was the conclusion of the first part of our back-to-back and the beginning of our second part of the back-to-back. We've done this 3 times now, all with Disney.
Right.
And each one is a little different. Why don't you explain to folks what a back-to-back is?
Okay, if you're not aware, a back-to-back is when you book a sailing with a cruise line, and then you decide that, hey, instead of getting off at the end of that cruise, I want to go on again. This may be for different or several factors. For example, let's say on one half of the sailing, they go to a certain destination, and then the second half, but you really want to go to another of their itineraries. So the second half will go to the second set of itineraries or destinations. So with the back-to-back, you get to go to all of their destinations on that ship's route. A back-to-back basically means you go on one sailing, you stay in the same boat, and then you go to the second half of the sailing.
Good job. So Adam sort of made it sound like you're on this cruise and you decide you don't want to get off so that you go ahead and do a second one. It isn't like that. This has to be done in advance. This is not, oh, I changed my mind, I want to stay on the ship. Like, that doesn't work because there are requirements that for customs that your name has to be on the manifest a certain amount of days before the sailing. So this is not a last minute, I'd like to stay on the boat, please situation. So just to be clear on that. You are correct in the fact that doing a back-to-back cruise in general can be a great way of getting 2 itineraries in one ship. Some of the cruise lines that are your more mass market lines, like Royal Caribbean and Carnival and Norwegian, they tend to do Eastern Western in the Caribbean. And it's often, 7 days or 4 days, 3 days, but like they'll go back and forth Eastern Western. And that makes for what Adam was talking about, where you could have a whole one set of an itinerary and then a completely different itinerary, and you put them together and it's one long trip. With Disney, it doesn't really work that way very often. It does sometimes, particularly in Europe. Europe, you could get 2 vastly different itineraries back to back. It doesn't really work that way with Disney in the Caribbean, because the majority of their cruises are going to, because they're like 3 and 4 days for a lot of these ships, it's going to Nassau and a private island, and then it's going to go to Nassau and another private island, or it's going to go to both private islands. And so you're definitely going to get repeats. So I think the reason to do a back-to-back on Disney is because you want more time on the ship, or because, like us, a 3 or 4 day cruise is not going to be enough time for you to actually enjoy yourselves because of all the work that has to go into going on a cruise. And then, by the time you do all that and you recover from all that, you've got like 1 day left. So for us, it's just not worth getting on the plane for a 4 day cruise. We're going to have to do a back-to-back in order to make that make sense, or a side-to-side, which is where you would do one sailing and then that's going out of a port, and then do another sailing on Disney that is at the same port. So like Disney Dream was here today. And so theoretically we could have done the cruise that that was on our list of consideration when we were looking at this, was to go do the Destiny and then go do the Dream. And we could have done a 3 and a 4 or a 4 and a 5. We ended up doing a 4 and a 5. So it's 9 days on board. So we have lots of time to go see all the things that we couldn't have possibly seen in the first 4 days.
Right.
And
yeah.
I mean, I was out one day with stomach issues. So, it could be, it's not just like an Adam thing. It's a both of us thing that it's just, the odds are not in our favor with a 4 day cruise. So the process was fairly easy, but I continue to maintain that Fort Lauderdale is not my favorite port. We were given a designated area where we were supposed to meet up along with other back-to-backers and wait until everyone was off the ship.
Right.
And so I went to the Sanctum Lounge. That's where that was. Adam
decided to need to go to Walgreens because I need some medical supplies. As I was driving past the Sanctum, one of the crew members saw me and was like, Adam. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're in 6026. So she basically knew, I guess, the person in the wheelchair. They had somebody in a wheelchair. It had to be me. So she basically, he asked me like, are you gonna get off the ship? I'm like, yeah, I'm getting off the ship. She said, okay. She said, all right, thanks. And she just went back.
She must have recognized you from something else. Like, it's not like you're the only wheelchair user on the ship.
Doing a back-to-back maybe, I guess.
But how did she know you were the one doing the back-to-back? To her, you were just a wheelchair user getting off the ship.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's possible that you are the only Black male in a power chair on the ship. Like, I would believe those odds.
Okay.
Right? And so if that's, if they had like black male power chair,
Okay.
maybe, right?
Okay. So then I basically got off the boat with everyone else, went to Walgreens. I saw certain people with suitcases in Walgreens, so it wasn't like, I think it was a normal thing. People go to Walgreens either before their cruise or just after.
Yeah.
So the whole process from the time we left 9:30 till we got back on the ship was
an hour and a
hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Hour and a half.
So for my part, so I had to go to the bathroom, and I didn't think they were leaving so quickly. And when I came back from the bathroom, everyone was gone from the sanctum, and I was like, "Ooh, okay." So I went to go get off the ship to catch up with the back-to-backers, and I heard them saying like, "Is there two more?" Like they were looking for two people, although it was really three. So they were trying to figure out the other people who were still on the ship. I saw them come off after I was already in the terminal waiting, and as the second they went through the security with the passports check, then the back-to-backers were allowed to go through for the passport check. And it was just the visual, if you had a passport, then it was just the visual scan. They look at your face from the machine and they say, go on through. You don't have to take your passport out of your bag at all. If you were using a birth certificate and driver's license and all those things, then you did have to go to a different line and deal with that.
Yeah, pro tip, get your passport if you can. It's much easier. Sometimes it's safer.
They took us back up to the terminal. So we didn't have to go through security or get a bag scanned or anything like that. Once we got to the terminal, we checked in, port arrival form, et cetera, and then we waited, and Adam was able to catch up with us. The paper told us that he was going to have to wait until boarding group 2, but since he arrived back before the
starter process,
the back-to-backers had gone back on the board, they just let him come in with us. So that was nice. So accessibility-wise, it was fairly seamless. It wasn't the ship is moving, and then there was just like a hoppy kind of thing. Sorry, I lost my train of thought, imagining what that jumping feeling might have been.
The difference between Port Canaveral is like just a little bit slower and slower here.
It's a smaller terminal, and so I think that's probably part of why it feels so like the lines are so long, because it's just a smaller terminal, and so much of the queuing is outside, which is rough in Florida. So I think that's also part of it. So yeah, it just things take a little longer here, but it was not a bad process. And then at 11:30 we were allowed to go back to our rooms, and so we did that. We also went on some espionage missions that we got caught. We both got caught. We both got told, nope.
Yeah,
go back stop doing this. Nobody said we weren't allowed to be in the rooms, or that we weren't allowed to be they said the rooms are not ready, right? And so they just didn't want people there. And I think the problem was, we were scooping out rooms. Like, that's not something they want people doing. Like, I get that, right? Like, we were not supposed to be in that spot. So like, I appreciated the fact that we were able to get some footage. Some of the I'm glad that we were able to get the footage, because some of those rooms were
different, wild,
shocking to me.
Yeah,
shocking. That's ocean view room.
Yeah,
that it has no ocean view. I'm like, who do I write a letter to? Because that's just wild. And it's not just the accessible rooms that impacts. There's like 2 other rooms that impacts as well. So there's like a total of 4 rooms, that 2 accessible, 2 not, that are not ocean view rooms. And you wouldn't know that from the deck plan, and It's called an ocean view room. So like, silly me, I thought an ocean view meant I had a view of the ocean.
Sky view?
They should call it a sky view, a sunlight room or something, right? Yeah. Like, they should give it a new name, because to call that an ocean view room is just not fair.
But overall, I think it was it was a good, I guess, what's it called? Reconnaissance mission to see all that kind of stuff. So
And I did get one. It was not like the lights weren't on, so it wasn't great, but I was able to get one interior accessible room, and we haven't been able to get one of those yet. So, because there aren't that many, so I was glad we were able to get that. And we'll string those together and do a video somehow. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do that, but and I try as often as I could. I opened the bathroom door to see which side the rails were on, so that I could then
speculate where the other ones were. So,
Okay.
so we've got that. But that was good. And then, we just went about embarkation day things after that. Yeah, so he went to the show, what?
Is the camera moving again?
Oh, yep, it sure did. Let's fix that. So, the rest of the day we went about embarkation day things. I went to the spa and signed up for some spa things, and I actually had a massage today, which was good. And you did
Went
what?
to Sailaway party. So the Sailaway party is, I don't know, I think this one was either shortened or different. For some reason, it wasn't as, I think, loud. I expected it to be louder. Wasn't as loud. The cast members stuff were great. They were doing their performances, but it just felt different.
I mean, it did start raining, so it wouldn't be surprising if they made it shorter to avoid the rain.
It was like sprinkly, light, very light sprinkling, I
The
think.
characters can't be out there when it's sprinkling.
Oh, okay. That may have been what it was, because it just seemed off from my previous Sailaway parties that I've done. And so after that, I just sat and chilled for a little while, and then
You went to the Bills.
DeVille's. Actually, before that, I went to see, there's a couple of stuff.
Oh, Loki.
Loki.
You went to Loki?
The Legend of Loki, or the,
Yeah.
Legend of Loki, which was in the main grand hall. Well, basically, it's a interactive performance with some cast members, the storytellers, and then Loki came out. And it's basically, everyone was cheering for Loki. So either Thor or Loki, and so basically, Thor got voted down because everybody was there for Loki. And so that was fun. It was like interacting with Loki and stuff like that.
Okay.
He would help pick out people in the audience, or talking to them, interacting with them. And so that was fun. And then after that, still more exploring. I went to a place called DeVille, which is it's a piano bar essentially. And so something with Ryan. I forgot what they called it. Heroes and Villains, something with Ryan. Ryan was the pianist. Was the pianist. And so he basically played villain songs or hero songs. Well, the crowd wanted mostly villain songs. So I say about 90% of all the songs he played were villain. He did a couple of, he did one Taylor Swift song. I don't know her music at all, so it wasn't a song that I heard of, but again, I don't know her music. So yeah, he did that. He played much longer than he was scheduled for. So he was playing so much that he lost track of time.
Oh.
And so I think he was supposed to end at 6:30. He was playing 7:02 or 7:05. And so he was like, yeah, this will be the last one, because I guess he didn't realize he was playing, but he told us he had to go other places, so he had to stop. So, but yeah, that
You
was.
enjoyed it.
Huh?
You enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was fun. It was like, section was for adults only, 18 plus, which is technically, it was an adult. Yeah, 18 plus section. And so he would basically make comments and talk about people in the audience. And it was very, very interactive. So if you like that small, intimate interaction with guests, highly recommend you go to those sections where they have those small lounges and stuff like that, where they can interact with you. Yeah, that was my afternoon.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have a big day. Tomorrow we have Paolo brunch.
Yep.
So we have now Paolo. I understand that Paolo brunch at the steakhouse isn't that different than Paolo brunch on ships that just have regular Paolo, but it's been a minute since we've had Paolo brunch, so I'm excited about that. But before that, we have a meeting with the ship's safety officer to talk about what the protocols are for an
Procedures.
actual emergency
Yes.
for people in mobility devices.
Yes.
And so, because they talk about, during the muster drill, they say that if you're if you use a mobility device, there's a team that will help you get to the muster station in the event of a real emergency. But that's all they say. And so I would like specifics.
Right,
And so
yes.
I plan to ask lots of questions, and
then put together a video rundown of what we learned so that others understand what would happen if there was an emergency on a ship. It's the kind of information that hopefully you never need, but it just feels better knowing it, especially after our Fort Wilderness experience, which we'll link. It just made me want to understand these processes better than I do and make sure that I know what the protocols are that are in place.
And in turn, so you know what happened just in case it, God forbid, something would happen. Oh yeah, I remember watching that on Imaginary Lemons channel. They said do this, this, and this. I think we need to ask that or go to that and see what happens. So yeah, it'll be very informative for everyone.
Yeah. So we're looking. So we have that tomorrow morning. Then we'll go to Palo Brunch. Then we're gonna go take some. We're dressing up, so we're gonna go take some pictures around the ship, and then we'll see what's what. And then tomorrow night we have dinner in Pride Lands, which we thoroughly enjoyed on the first sailing. So we expect that we will enjoy it again, and it'll again be the performance, and it'll again be the same menu. But I already ordered, and so I ordered different things than I got last time. Well, that's not true. There was this one appetizer that was just delicious. So I ordered that plus a different appetizer and then a different entree. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what Adam ends up ordering tomorrow. But tomorrow will be an action-packed day, and so we're going to end this video here, and we will start fresh with the next video. So this should be number 3 in the series, because we did the first 2 days and then the 4th and 5th day because drama or sickness, and nobody wants to watch a video of just me in bed. And so we will pick this up tomorrow. If you have any questions about the Disney Destiny, by all means, please put them in the comments. And if we get a bunch of questions, we'll do a wrap-up video of all the questions. But until next time,
stay strong,
get creative,
and keep exploring.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the rest of the series or check out this other video that YouTube thinks you're gonna like.